Starting streams. See which ones wins the race. Oh, Beam by the tip of the Philly's nose. Am I right, Assassin?
Sure.
Let me see if we're on YouTube. That's the one that was last, so. As I type YouTube into the YouTube search. Oh, look at this. Is the title right, too?
Yep.
Jesus, look at this, huh? Unbelievable. All right, well, anyway, since everything's working, might as well start it right up. Welcome to the Four Guys with Quarters podcast. This is episode number 119 for January 12th, 2017. I'm the hostess with the mostest, Inferno 217. Back from a brief hiatus over in Europe. Ate about 10 pounds of weight gain, but we won't discuss that. Back and doing the podcast. Sorry that we missed last week, but I wasn't around. Taylor wasn't around. We'll get to why Taylor wasn't around in a minute. So we figured, the guys streamed instead. So that went pretty well. I checked it out from my hotel room. And now we're back for episode 119. I'll be later than usual. Making his 119th straight appearance, we've got the first of the gaggle, ZBCI Assassin. What's up?
I
We've got Taylor, aka Zebra Fries, decked out in all of her Smite gear. What's up?
Hello.
And we've got, last but not least, Italian Clowns, who's been doing a lot of the streaming on the channel recently. So,
Como sta, paisans?
all right, multilingual. I went
Calling
to Europe.
everyone peasants.
I went to Europe, and he's the one speaking in Italian. Jesus. Anyway, so pretty hot show this week. Not really too many big topics. There's two big topics, and the other ones are kind of, iffy. So, but we'll hopefully not go on for too long. Keep it to like an hour 15 or so. But obviously going to talk about the Scalebound cancellation, what that means kind of for people, at Xbox, people who are Xbox fans, the industry in general. We'll talk about the Nintendo Switch reveal that's happening in probably like 4 hours from now.
No, 8
Fortunately-
Oh, I thought it
p.m.
was tomorrow.
8 p.m. Eastern tonight, I thought.
No, 11 p.m. Eastern.
No, it said
oh god.
8 Eastern.
Assassin, we need you to fact check. I'm bringing up the slide right now. I think
I thought it
grabbed
was
this-
tomorrow.
No, it's 11
No, they have the
p.m.
treat-
Eastern.
Treehouse tomorrow.
Oh.
Got it right here, live from Tokyo, January 12th, 11 p.m. Eastern. There you go. So we're going to be talking about that, what we kind of expect from that. Unfortunately, our show is like a little reveal, but whatever. We'll talk about it more in depth next week, I'm sure. And yeah, we'll talk about Taylor going to a pretty big conference. You'll get right into that in a minute. We'll talk about some new Xbox One controllers, some new backwards compatibility titles, stuff like that. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank our brand new affiliates. I promise we are going to have the links now in the show descriptions. We had some trouble getting the links, and by we, I mean me, had some trouble getting the links, but now we'll have them. We got GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, and Microsoft Store, and where else? Amazon, Klaus?
Amazon. Hold on, I could read the links off here in a second. Give me 1 second.
So yeah, Clowns will get the updated list in a second, but basically you just go to these, do your regular shopping, and go through our link, and we get a small kickback to help out the channel, help out the podcast, and maybe do some cool giveaways. So
And guys, if you do this, if you shop through our affiliate links, it will help us be able to do like large giveaways. So keep that in mind as well. We will definitely give back. And Assassin needs a computer to stream too. So
how's that sound, Assassin?
Yeah.
Go fund me for Assassin.
Go fund me for Assassin. Assassin's got actually, you have a capture card, don't you? You have a Game Capture HD, don't you?
Yeah, but everything just puts out crap quality.
Well, whatever. A better computer for Assassin. Actually, Clowns just bought a computer recently for fairly cheap money, right? I mean, not too bad, right? Clowns, it was like $500 ish, right?
yeah, $500 for the new, what was it, Katy Lake? Is that what they're calling it? The
Yeah, Kaby
i7
Lake, yeah.
7500. And I looked online, even though it's a dual core, they claim that it runs circles around some of the older i7s, like the 3 or 4 year old ones. So
Yeah.
not too sure, but that's what they say.
Yeah, no, the streaming, the streaming's been good on your side with that processor, so it's looking to be pretty good. So, yeah, moral of the story, affiliate links gonna be in the description. So,
Best
look out
Buy,
for those.
GameStop, MicrosoftStore.com. For some reason, Rift Tracks, I don't know who they are, guys. Sorry. SecondSpin.com, don't know who they are. Walmart.
All right, so we'll have all those links in the description of the video and probably on our website too, 4GwQPodcast.com. So go check it out. All right, so let's give Taylor a few minutes here to talk about a big thing that she kind of went to on the East Coast. The High Res Expo, I guess it's called. What is it? Is this the second or third year they're doing it?
This was the third year.
Third year, okay. So why don't you just take it away? I'll keep my mouth shut and you tell us kind of what it is and what your experience was like.
So the High Res Expo is also Smite World Championships. So I got to watch all the pro players play, which is really awesome. And I actually got to meet one of the best carry laners in the world. And actually, he is the best carry laner in the world. Everyone agrees on that, even people on other teams.
Oh.
And I got to meet them. I got to meet the whole team. I got a picture with the team. That's my new banner now on Twitter, is the picture with all of them.
Is it? Let me see this.
Yeah. And they got one of the guys I'm standing next to.
Oh yeah,
He is the carry. He's Barracuda.
the guy
I
with
think
the
he's also
beard or the
team
other
captain.
guy?
The other guy.
Okay,
The scrawny one.
scrawny one. Yeah, the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Is not scrawny at all. Nice
Yeah.
beard though. Jesus.
I know. It's majestic.
These guys are big. Aren't you like 6 feet tall? These guys are like
Yeah.
a couple of these
Yeah,
guys
I'm
are
6
above
foot.
you even. So wow, big guys.
Yeah. So we got to go out there all 4 days of the thing. We left on Wednesday night, started on Thursday morning. We actually got in Thursday morning at 5 a.m.
Oh Jesus.
We
wow.
were up. We were up until 1 a.m. the next day.
Wow, hype.
Oh
Hype-
yeah.
Hype will
I
keep you
drank
awake, I
Red-
guess.
I drank Red Bull for the first time that weekend.
There you go. There you
Like 6 of them.
go.
Like bouncing off the walls. It was ridiculous. But yeah, so just got to see like all the pro Smite players play, and then they also had the Paladins Invitational, which was set up in the expo hall. And so it was kind of like Paladins first World Championships type of deal.
hmm
So we got to see them play as well.
And how was
Gotta
that?
meet-
Was that is like hyped as Smite, or was Smite really like the one to go for? The big event in the show.
Smite was the big focus, as you can see by that room. That was the Smite room.
Yep.
And every seat was filled. Like there was times where people would be just like standing up in the back, just watching the games. Like you couldn't find a seat sometimes.
Wow.
And there would still be a ton of people in the expo hall, a ton of people standing outside just watching the screens because they couldn't get in. So like
Crazy.
everyone was like super excited for this. Got some awesome merch like this Smite varsity jacket.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Then I got this also awesome Scuff controller, the Galaxy one, for much cheaper.
Wait, hold that closer because it's a little small. There you go. Ooh, oh, the S too instead of the Xbox logo. Wow, that's dirty.
Yeah.
All right.
It's awesome. So I got to do that. What else did I do? Oh, we were actually down there with our friend that we met through Smite for like the second time. We got to hang out with him in person.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he was the one driving us around because he drove down there.
Oh, so he was the one with the car. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause Cameron and I can't rent one. We're not 25.
Oh, yep.
But
That's right. 25 years old to rent a car. Oh, I remember when I was 25. You two clowns, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Assassin, how about you?
Yep.
You
oh
remember?
yeah,
when you
Assassin,
were-
you remember your 20,
Yep, I do remember that.
like it
Mhm.
was 2 years from now, right? Or 3 years?
3 years from
3
now.
years
Yeah,
from now? Yeah,
I
wow.
remember that. Good time.
So Taylor, you actually at this event too, you got to meet some pretty big Smite YouTubers, and like how were they? Were they exactly how you expected? Were they really friendly? What was that like?
yeah, they were super friendly. Two of them are, well, one mostly. He's kind of like, he was like tweeting out, he's like, I'm super awkward, so sorry for the encounter. Like, he was just like tweeting that out like in advance, and he was just like, I'm really awkward, so it's gonna be really awkward when I meet you. And it was super awkward, which is exactly what I expected, so it was perfect.
Well, you were prepared, so I mean.
Oh yeah, I'm awkward too, so it worked. Worked fine. But I got to meet him. I got to meet his girlfriend, who's also a pretty big YouTuber in Smite. And then I got to meet one of their friends, who's actually from America. They're from the UK, like I want to say Scotland, and I think he lives in London, but he might live in Denmark. I can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, but I got to talk to them, got to hang out with them a couple times, and yeah, they were all just super cool people.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you had a good time. It sounds like you went all out, bought the merch, met the people, and now after it's over, since it ended what, the 8th or something like that?
Yeah, they
8th. So it ended the 8th. Now you're kind of in talks with some people to maybe get a special podcast episode for Four Guys, right?
Yep, all three of the YouTubers that I met.
Ooh. So if you're a Smite fan, you're not gonna want to miss that one, because Taylor, if there's a game that Taylor really geeks out for, it's Smite. So sure,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be a good one if we can get all of them on, perhaps at the same time. That'd be really, really cool. So
Yeah, we're trying to work on a date to find out when everyone can do it.
okay, cool. Yeah.
So
So there you go. There was High Res Expo. If there was like one take home kind of moment at the expo that you really will always remember, is there one? Or
really, it was just meeting all the people. Like,
Mhm.
we made a ton of friends there. Like, we've gotten, I want to say maybe 10 or so people's gamer tags for Xbox.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just hanging around when you don't have anything to do. There's not a game that you really want to watch
Mm-hmm.
because you don't care about the two teams really.
Yeah.
There was a couple times with those, but yeah, for the most part, it was meeting all the people. Everyone was super cool and was super friendly. Even a lot of the staff, like, they would just, like, if someone was kind of like standing by themselves, some of the staff would just come up and they'd just start talking with you.
Yeah.
Like, I had a conversation for like 45 minutes with a guy because Cameron and Whitey were playing Smite Tactics, and I was just hanging out waiting for them to stop, and I was just kind of watching everything. He and I just talked for like 45 minutes about a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
So before we kind of move off this topic, as Assassin or Clowns, you guys got any questions about this High Res Expo 2017 at all? Or Assassin, you got a smirk on your face, so I feel like you have something to say.
No, I don't. No,
Are you smirking about something in the chat, or
no.
are you just smirking? Okay. Clowns, any
No.
questions about this, or?
How many people were there? Would you say like just general population, not Smite players or Smite YouTubers or staff, but regular people that just went?
Just regular people, probably about, oh, I want to say like 1,000. Like, there was about 6 hotels around the convention that were booked up because of the convention.
Wow, that's pretty good.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, this room looks massive too. It's not like,
Oh yeah.
it's no joke. It looks like almost like a like the room almost looks like it's a room for like an opera or like a play or something, like with all those like private, like, or whatever, not the booth, balconies there.
Yeah.
People like hanging down the flags and stuff. It looks really cool.
And each little balcony is a team that was there. Just the PC teams for Smite.
Oh,
That
nice.
wasn't like any of the Paladins teams. That wasn't the Xbox teams really.
Right.
Although some of the PC teams have Xbox teams,
Nice.
like Soar.
Yeah, because I remember, I think it was last year that it was like officially sponsored by Xbox, but this year, I'm not sure if it was. I couldn't find any like concrete information about whether or not it was officially sponsored by Xbox.
I don't think it was sponsored by Xbox. It was sponsored by Twitch Prime, Scuff Gaming, and one other. I can't think of what it was. Oh, Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Yeah, so we
course.
got free Red Bulls
Nice.
all weekend. You
Nice.
could get as many Red Bulls as you wanted.
Cool. Well, it sounded
I'm
like,
still exhausted from the event because it took like that much energy from me.
yeah. Oh no, expos are crazy. Crazy. I mean, no matter how big or small they are, it's just not. Like, it could be, I mean, all the people, all the walking, and then for this Smite thing, like you're probably on the edge of your seat for friggin'.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So what were we gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh, because like you would just be watching game. There was going into the semifinals. Both of them went into all 5 games, and both lasted about 3 hours long.
Ooh. Wow.
And the entire time, like you're just screaming and cheering on the team that you want, and it was amazing. Then you had like a half-hour break in between the two teams or the two like real matches,
Right.
and then that you would just go walk around, get food, whatever, and then you go straight back to your seat.
Nice. So yeah, that's in essence the High Res Expo that Taylor went to, and we'll have that special episode at some point. Well, I'm sure we'll let you know on Twitter when that's gonna be. If you guys are fans of Smite, even if you're not, and you just like to be entertained by good YouTubers, I'm sure you'll enjoy that special one that we're gonna have with the people that Taylor met at the High Res Expo and the Smite World Championships. So thank you, Taylor, for giving us the little synopsis. That was pretty good. Anyway, people in the chat are like going nuts over the Nintendo Switch, which is not the next topic. So we're gonna have to wait for like probably another 20 minutes before we get to that. I know the Switch stuff is coming in just about 3.5 hours. But yeah, next topic is probably a pretty sad one for most people. For me, I'm pretty neutral on it, but we'll get the opinion of everybody on the panel, of course. Scalebound, obviously. One of the big AAA pillars of Microsoft's plan for the Xbox One for exclusive titles canceled. So no one really knows exactly what happened, I don't think, in the public. I mean, there's rumblings, rumors going around behind closed doors, private conversations about what actually happened, if it was Microsoft's fault, if it was Platinum's fault. But essentially, there's no... both Microsoft and Platinum kind of put out statements about it. And they were, of course, PR speak. What else would they be? So no real admission of guilt or anything. Of course, you weren't going to get that. But we'll talk about some tweets that went out in a minute that kind of allude to who was at fault or who was to blame, at least partially. But yeah, what do you guys think about this Scalebound thing? What were kind of like your first reactions maybe when you guys heard this?
Meh. I mean, it's sad to see a game like this go away, but no one was interested in it. You were going to talk about the tweets, later on, but I mean, if someone's going to take, someone higher up is going to take break for a month.
Whoa, Assassin. There was
Whoa.
somebody interested in this. Starts with an I, ends with a wolf.
Wow.
There was. There's some people interested in it, but it when we were talking earlier, even just the Twitter, they didn't have many followers on Scalebound.
11,000 followers before the announcement.
Yeah, compared to other people. So I mean, there were some people interested, but I don't think Microsoft saw a huge payday out of this. And if the people higher up are just taking breaks, I mean, they're not going to get their game that they wanted. Microsoft's paying them to take breaks, so why should they spend money on a break?
Yeah, no, I don't want to feed fuel to the fire because I know a lot of people don't like that opinion, but I mean, I got to agree with you on that. I really do. And of course, people are denying whether or not the break thing is actually real, the stress break that the the uppers at Platinum were taking on this project. But I don't know. It's a business, people. It's a business. That's all I'll say for right now before we get other people's opinions. Before we move on, before we get there though, let me go to the chat because it's kind of moving quickly about this. Megatron in the YouTube chat says, Scalebound was my game of 2017, but from what I'm hearing, Microsoft had no choice. We'll get to that in a minute. So Xbot says it was still in pre-alpha status, which interestingly enough is what I've been hearing. Not going to name sources, obviously, but I've heard that if it were to even come out, it was probably not going to come out till around 2018 anyway, late 2018. So it wasn't coming out this year, people. So I know a lot of people were upset because they thought it was coming this year, but if it was, it was probably going to be gimped. But and then Chicken Spaghetti says, think it's mostly Platinum Games' fault. The way Kamiya told me all I need to know. Again, we'll get to the tweets in a second because I want to bring them up on the stage when we talk about those. But anyway, all right, Taylor, what did you think about this when you heard?
I didn't really have an opinion on it. I didn't hear a whole lot about the game to begin with, but I knew that it got pushed back quite a few times. So usually when that happens, I'm not surprised when a game gets canceled. So
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was pushed back a ton of times, officially twice, I believe, quote unquote officially. But I mean, the games was in development for 4-ish years. Three, some people will say 3, some people will say 4.5. It really depends on who you ask. But documented wise, it was 3.5 years that this thing was in development. So, yeah, I mean, and Taylor's right. There wasn't enough marketing behind this. And the marketing that was done at E3, if you guys remember the E3 conference when they had the 4-player co-op at E3 2016, and they were showing, the battling of that dragon, that looked lame as hell. I'm sorry. No one will convince me otherwise. I've been looking on Twitter. I honestly feel bad to people who are looking forward to it as a game. But if you look at that E3 conference and you tell me that looked exciting, I cannot get on that train. That I do not agree with you at all. I will never agree. That game looked lame as hell. From the E3 presentation. Very, very lame. Not even close to as good as their other stuff that's being developed now, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Clowns, what do you think?
Yeah, as far as Scalebound, man, when they first announced that game, I messaged Phil Spencer on Twitter and told him it wasn't going to sell well. It was a niche game, and it didn't look good. I told him that. Yeah. And I even predicted that when we saw it as well together when we watched E3. I predicted that as well. I don't know. It just does not look interesting. Not at least for the American or North American market. I think maybe it would have had somewhat of a niche audience in Europe and Japan for those that did buy Xbox Ones over there, but that's not their main bread and butter over there. And we have to look at it as not just a game, but as a business. They want to stay in business. They want to stay competitive. They need to make sales to do so. And if they release a game that's not going to sell well in North America and maybe sell like less than 100 copies over in Japan and less than 500 in Europe, it's not going to look good as a whole for why they invested in this. And how would they explain that to their investors and their board? I mean, these guys have a job at the end of the day. They got to sit in a boardroom. I mean, Phil may call some of the shots, but there's people above him, that invest in Xbox from the Microsoft board. So all those people got to be accountable.
Yep. No, it's true. I mean, everyone wants to put the blame on Phil for this too. I mean, you said about Iron Wolf, and I mean, I didn't see this personally, but I don't have to, how he's been lately. I don't doubt it that he's been calling for, because I'm blocked by him for no reason, of course. That he's been calling for Phil Spencer to be removed as the head of Xbox over there. Absolutely ridiculous. You think it's just Phil Spencer's you think Phil Spencer's the reason it got canceled? You're out of your mind. Out of your mind. And it's a business decision. It's a business decision. And Clowns is exactly right when he talks about it not appealing to their main audience. You're not gonna win Japan, people. Under 1,000 consoles sold over the holiday in Japan and for Xbox. You're not going to win that market. PlayStation's market now. PlayStation and Nintendo 3DS. So, I mean, Microsoft had to make the right move. And I think business-wise, it's the right move. No one likes when games are canceled. And it sucks when people lose their jobs over something they've been working for so long and don't see it come to fruition. But, Microsoft is a business. And they don't owe us anything, unfortunately. What were you gonna say, Assassin? I'm sorry.
I forgot.
Damn it, dude. I was trying to get my point out really, really quick because I saw you coming to the mic. But let's get to some of the stuff that's been going on, not on Twitter, but just in general on statements and then we'll get back to Scalebound as a whole. Platinum Games says in their official cancellation statement, they say, we're sorry. Say that on January 9, 2017, Microsoft Studios announced that cancel. We're very disappointed things ended up this way, especially since we know many of our fans were looking forward to this game as much as we were. And then, after that brief 2-sentence explanation, they go on to talk about their other games coming out, which doesn't rub me the right way. I'm sorry. You shouldn't. This is a huge game. Scalebound was supposed to be the big game coming out from Platinum Games, and you go ahead and you talk about Nier Automata, which is looking really good on PlayStation 4 and not nearly as developed as long. And you talk about Grand Blue Fantasy, whatever the hell that is. No offense to anyone who really likes that. I'm just not aware of that. And Lost Order, you talk about that stuff. Trying to save face for your company instead of explain why something like this even happens. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know what you guys thought about this official statement, if it was kind of like a cop-out or what you guys thought, but wanted to get your opinions on it. Anyone?
I'm sorry, man. My dog just ran outside. We were live on the podcast, and I just caught him that quickly thanks to my daughter. But what did I just miss?
Platinum Games, their statement regarding the cancellation. Did you happen to see that, Klaus?
Yeah, I read a little bit about it, and the guy like apologized, saying that he'll try not to, ever let this happen again, disappoint fans. But you know what? Platinum Games have been disappointed fans forever. So I mean, it's just not this game. Let's talk about TMNT Mutants in Manhattan, right? I was so hyped for that game, if you guys remember, because I love the Turtles, and that game turned out to be utter, repetitive, unfortunate garbage. Transformers was okay if you were a fan of Transformers. You'd get by on it and think like the nostalgia is killing you because of the animation. But other than that, I mean, it was your first time playing a Transformers game, never seen the old 80s cartoons. You're like, what kind of garbage is this?
Yep. So, and people will say, oh, I love Platinum Games. I love Bayonetta. I love Bayonetta 2. I love Metal Gear Rising, Vengeance. But other than that, what's been really good? Wonderful 101? No.
Well, I mean, even in all honesty, right? Bayonetta, were the sales really that fantastic, like through the roof? Bayonetta 2 was just on Wii U, right?
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 I don't think did as well as they would have hoped. Bayonetta 1 I think did pretty well. I don't have sales numbers in front of me, but I mean, I think the reaction to that is like a cult classic, to be honest. So I think that's why everyone's like, oh, Platinum Games, cool, Platinum Games, love their style, this, that, and the other thing. Like, I don't know. Go ahead, Clown. Sorry.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go with that mentality of like, oh wow, Bayonetta is so cool, so Platinum Games is great, then you know what? Then Activision must be great for Call of Duty from the original Modern Warfare.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, that's exactly right, and that's exactly right, and that's what people are losing sight of. And if you disagree, definitely put it in the chat. We'll mention it. We're not like, hating on people that like this. I think if you liked this, you liked the idea of this, not necessarily what you saw, but the idea of what was going to come from this. I agree with you. The idea sounded really cool. 4-player co-op, RPG elements, big, huge boss battles. Undoubtedly, that was a big boss battle they showed at E3. It just looked lame as hell with the guy firing bow and arrow from like so far away that it took like 4 seconds for the arrow to hit. You know what I mean? So, go ahead.
Scalebound, I think, if it wasn't such a huge game, it could have done, I think, maybe decent in, crap, what's that program? I can't think of it now. Crap. What is We Happy Few under? I know what.
Oh, game
program?
preview. Yeah,
game preview. Yeah.
It's not a bad point, and I think if it was, Xbox 448 in the YouTube chat said that it was in pre-alpha, and what I've been hearing is that it wasn't coming out this year either. So maybe it was in a state that they could have put it in game preview and see what people thought of it or whatnot. Get a better reaction on what they thought, but I don't know, man. I don't know. The difference between what people expected it to be and what it was gonna be from the E3 trailer, I don't think it was gonna do well. I really don't. And they've got to hedge their bets. Taylor, any reaction to this official statement? Did you happen to see this at all?
I didn't see it, but it's kind of ridiculous that they only put 2 sentences out about the game,
Yeah,
and
then
that everything else was about other stuff.
yeah, then they're talking about their other games. Of course, they're going to talk about Nier Automata, which is coming out on PS4. I think Windows. I think it's coming out on PC as well, but don't quote me on that. Of course, they talk about that. You know, they're trying to save face about their other stuff. And I think Megatron in the YouTube chat mentioned um, that they were working, or they had released 6 games in between. They released 6 games during the development of Scalebound. So if they're stretched so thin, in Platinum Games, as far as I know, is one company. It's not like, it's not like Rockstar Canada, Rockstar this, that, and the other thing. It's one. So I think there's a little bit of overlap on people that are working on these projects. If they can release 6 games in this time period and they couldn't meet deadlines that Microsoft had set, what does that say about the company? They're trying to just put out ton of stuff, and obviously like you just said, Taylor, 2 sentences about this problem, the cancellation of the biggest game of this generation, and they're on to the next stuff. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's just crazy. We got to the Platinum Games thing. We got to so Clowns made mention really quick of Kamiya's response. Kamiya is, I don't know his official title, but he is pretty high up at Platinum Games. Is he the studio head?
I think he was the production manager, whatever title they hold.
So he was on Twitter, and Clowns made mention of this. He was formerly at Capcom and Clover Studio. Wow, and he was one of the founders of Platinum Games. Holy shit! So he's the real deal. He comes out and says, "I'll work extra hard to never have to let you down like this again. So I hope you'll keep watching us over us in the future." So
all right, I'm gonna be a smartass here, but he let me down with Mega Man because the series went downhill.
Wow. All right. I was gonna say that sounds like an admission of guilt to me. If someone, and I think people may mention this in the YouTube chat, kind of at the beginning of this topic, but if someone says, "I'll work extra hard to never have to let you down like this again," if I'm innocent in the reason for this thing getting canceled, I'm not necessarily coming out on Twitter and saying I'll never let you down again. Does that make sense, or am I just? Yeah, it sounds like guilt to me. I don't know. So that rubbed me the wrong way, that tweet. And then Phil Spencer comes out, and to be honest, Phil Spencer kind of spoke out of both sides of his mouth, because he said to people individually that were tweeting at him, he said something like this. He says, "It hurt me as well. All the community, I apologize. I want everything we start to turn out great and to take risks, create diversity." So he's looking, to stay committed to that games first mentality that he kind of talked about at E3. And then Shannon Loftus, of course, comes out and says, all of us are sad about it. So Microsoft's doing the right thing. They're coming out and saying that they empathize with people in the community. But then Phil also says that it's better for Xbox gamers to cancel Scalebound. And that statement didn't really right? Because if he's telling us what's better for us, you know what I mean?
Well, I already know why. I have an answer for that when you're finished.
Yeah, and that's well, I was gonna say that sounds eerily familiar to PlayStation rejecting EA Access. Or when they rejected EA Access, they were like, "Oh, it's not a good value for our gamer, so we'll just pass on that." EA Access turns out to be incredible, and PlayStation's on the other side of that. They don't have it, so that sounds really familiar to that statement. So that didn't rub me the right way. But Clowns, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
But here's the thing with Microsoft, right, and Xbox, and I'm sure the chat can back me up on this, but when Microsoft goes behind a game that they really believe in from start to finish, right, not only do they help produce the game and fund the game and give them whatever they need, like an open checkbook almost, but the marketing is unlimited for Microsoft. They really do push hard for some of their major title releases, like, with, let's say, Crackdown, with Gears of War, stuff like that. So if Microsoft was going to stand behind this title from start to finish, then imagine how much money in marketing would have to go out versus the returns on that. So in the end, it is better for gamers because now Microsoft can focus the extra marketing money towards maybe development or future sequels of Crackdown or Gears of War or Halo. I mean, you never know, but that's all in the bag there. They spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions, on marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys agree with that, Taylor and Assassin, that it's better to cancel it and save the money that you'd spend marketing crap and put it towards stuff, or do you think they
Yeah,
just should have
'cause
put this up?
if they get to save money on, canceling Scalebound, they could open like a new, team of developers and create new games, or, I know Rare is hiring more people, so they can use that money to bring more people into Sea of Thieves, or, more accessories and I don't know, other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Clown says that they have money for the marketing, and they do, but it's not like an infinite money tree. So they've got to make the right business decisions. And I think for the fans of this, you're devastated, and I understand, because if you're a fan of something, it's like your favorite TV show getting canceled, right? But these companies are businesses; they've got to watch out for their money, and I almost think I never wish ill will of a game to be canceled, because I know a lot of people's hard work goes into that, and people lose their jobs, and that sucks. That's not good. That's bad for the industry. But at the same time, you know, if they saw the writing on the wall that it was not going to do well, then it wasn't worth their money, essentially. And it's a little late for them to recognize that, though. So I do blame Microsoft a lot on this, because I feel like it was pretty late for them to realize that this was in the hole. I mean, 4 years almost. You probably should have realized that before now. So,
Go
go ahead.
I want to say another thing too.
Yeah, please.
For all the people that think Scalebound would have done so great, right? All the people out there that says, Scalebound would have been amazing. Man, I would love that game. I'm gonna flip flop now because I don't have Scalebound in my hands and I can't buy it. Here's the solution now, right? You want it so bad? Go to Sony and nag the hell out of them to release Platinum from the Microsoft contract, whatever money it takes. And if they think it's going to be a success, let it go on PlayStation. PlayStation obviously has no interest in something like this. They don't want it. So obviously, Microsoft made the right decision.
Yeah, it's like a player. If people that are watching this or listening are sports fans, it's like if you're one of your favorite players goes cut from his team, right? So like in football, right? In the NFL, player gets cut from his team, then he goes on waivers. So if he goes on waivers, every team has an opportunity to grab that guy, and that guy clears waivers. Obviously, he was cut for a reason, right? This has happened with players, and people are like, "Oh wow, no one wanted him. He's so good. Oh, this, that, and the other thing." Well, obviously, he's not that good if no one wants him. And I'm not saying no one wants Scalebound, but I'm saying I don't think it would have sold well. I don't think it would have sold well. Concept was cool, but the execution did not look good. From they showed it twice at E3 at least, so they showed it a few times, and I don't think it got good reception either. I want to get to the YouTube thing with the YouTube chat really quick, because there's a lot of chat in there. Loveboat Gopher says Scalebound would have been Microsoft's last guardian. Good for them for having the balls to get out while they could. And then we got down later in the chat, we've got a different opinion on it completely, saying you don't cancel a game that's been in development for more than 4 years. You pour more resources into it, and then you get some type of return. So completely different takes on this. And so we heard Assassin says no, you don't put it out. You save your money. Clowns obviously opened up with that opinion. I agree with that as well. Taylor, what do you think? Do you put it out and get some sort of return, or do you cut your losses and put it into something else?
If you don't think it's going to sell very well, then there's not a point in putting more resources into it, because you're going to be spending more money on it, and it's going to be a negative return anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
Either way, you're going to get a negative return on it.
Right, so what Taylor, yeah, so if just putting numbers to what Taylor's kind of saying, and I totally agree, by the way. If you think about this, Sam Walton is the guy who's passionate about this in the YouTube chat, and I understand. Like, I'm not knocking you for wanting this game, okay? I don't want anyone to think that I'm hating on people who like this game. I just didn't think this game would do well. But anyway, let me just explain this really quick, because I don't think people are thinking like this. Say they spent $60 million on this game, right? to develop it. 60 million. Then they have to spend another 20 million finishing it and marketing it, and they only get 5 million back. Okay, let's just say this. I mean, I don't know the numbers, okay? Just completely made up. You're another 15 million in the hole. You're not recouping anything. You're just losing more money. So unless you're going to get the money you put in and then some back from here on out, you're not going to recoup any money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what you're saying, right, Taylor?
Yeah, and if you pour more resources into it, chances are you're going to end up losing more money.
Right, exactly, yeah. Yeah. So if you already spent 60 mil, you're going to spend another 20 mil, you'd have to make back 21 million to make it worth your time, or else you're just going to lose more money. So I think that's essentially what would have happened. Even The Last Guardian, people will say, "Oh, The Last Guardian did well. It was in development for 10 years, but they released it and everyone loved it." No, not everyone loved it. Look at the numbers. Look at the sales. Look at Japanese sales on The Last Guardian. Okay, not good, not very good. Look at the UK sales. It debuted number 7. Okay, when it came out, it debuted number 7 behind like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and GTA 5. That's been out for 4 years. GTA 5 came out how long ago? Must have been like 3 years ago at least, right? GTA 5?
It came out the same year the Xbox One came out.
Xbox One came out, so almost 4 years, and it's still not selling as well as that game. So the writing's on the wall, people. It just was not going to sell well. Is it a cool idea? It was an incredible idea. Incredible idea. It just didn't resonate with the public and didn't resonate with Xbox gamers. It's just true. And I just want to say one more thing because I wrote this down. I have a kind of like a list of things I want to talk about with it. You don't blame the consumer. Like, even though I'm saying it wasn't going to sell well, you don't blame the consumer on why it was canceled. It's not our fault that a game gets canceled. Okay, it's people, it's the companies, it's the publisher, it's Microsoft, it's Platinum, advertising. It's it's not our fault. It's not like, oh, we let them down because we didn't do enough pre-orders. I mean, that's ridiculous. So it's not. I feel like a few people on Twitter are like upset because they let this game down or something. I think just move on to the next thing. I think Chicken Spaghetti's been saying it the entire podcast. Just move on to the next thing. Just move on to the next game. You'll get something that you really enjoy. And if it's not on Xbox, it's not on Xbox. But what else did I want? Anyone else have anything to say about this, or are we gonna move on to Switch?
Move on.
Move on.
Okay, no one has anything else to say.
Real
go ahead, Klaus.
quick,
Yep.
were you going to mention the closing of the Sony studio?
Oh, thank you. See, this is why I told you earlier to remember this, because I knew I'd forget this. Yeah, did anyone hear about this little closing that happened at Sony? Actually, it's not a little one. It's a pretty big one. Guerrilla Games, the company that is making Horizon Zero Dawn, their Cambridge studio was closed by Sony. Their entire studio, not in this situation where a game was canceled. Like the entire studio was branch was closed. Their Guerrilla Games Cambridge, the company, the branch that made Riggs, which is that like mech fighting game, mech shooter that was released on PSVR. Yeah, you're not getting a sequel for that because that studio was closed by Sony. And no one's now the Edge 1970 in the Twitch chat says yes, it was all over Twitter, but are you hearing the same stuff about this, like on GameSpot, on IGN, the outrage from people about a whole studio closing, a whole branch closing? I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, how come more people are complaining about Scalebound than they are complaining about the studio closing? It doesn't make any sense to me because this is a bigger deal. This is like a bigger loss of jobs. And this also shows that Sony's VR game is not doing well from that studio because that's the one that they made. So where's all the complaints for that?
And that's the thing. And you know what? From a business decision from Sony, it's the right decision. Because obviously the VR thing isn't taking off, and whether or not you want to blame that on supply or they want to blame that on demand, either way, it's not working out, the VR thing. Riggs obviously didn't do as well as they thought it would do, even though the game is badass. From experience, I know that. But they're hedging their bets. They're closing the studio. They're stopping, giving these people money because they want to save money and put it towards better things that are doing better. It's just business. It's business. And I don't necessarily think Sony gets a free pass in the media. I'm not one of those people that necessarily believes that 100%. Yeah, in some instances it does, but in this case, I don't know. Is Guerrilla Games Cambridge as big of a deal as Scalebound? Probably not.
I
Like, is
think the only
Riggs?
reason.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
think I think the only reason why people are saying more talking about Scalebound because it's. I mean it is huge. I mean because Scalebound, it's a huge game. Xbox is supporting it, while Guerrilla Games isn't. I mean, really well known.
Hmm.
I mean, they're known, but because I'm looking at what they contributed for games and games that they made, and they haven't really done much. So
Right. Yeah, it's simply not as big of a deal. And people, people will say that Sony gets a pass on the media and point this out as an example. And you know what? There's an argument to be made there, but it's just not as big of a deal. Just honestly, even if it was switched, flipped around, I think I think it wouldn't be a big deal even if it was an Xbox thing. It's just not as big of a deal. I don't think.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Out of all the people complaining about Scalebound, right?
Yep.
How many people were actually planning on purchasing it, and how many people actually went ahead and wanted to pre-order it? I mean, come on.
I would love to hear the
1%.
numbers. I would 1% assess.
I bet you probably 1% of all those people.
Dude, if you say that Xbox has, I don't know. I'm not going to use ship numbers. Let's just say that 25 million Xboxes, right, in people's homes. And 1% of those would be what, 2,500,000 people had that pre-ordered. I don't
Okay,
even think.
maybe a little bit more percent.
No,
Probably like a million copies probably sold.
no, Assassin. I was going to go the other way. I don't even think it was 250,000. You think it was a million? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It's tough to say. I think if a million clowns, what do you think? Do you think if a million people pre-ordered it, do you think they would have canceled?
It's tough to say because I think Microsoft would have let it go with a million if they knew for sure that a million sales would have went through. I think there was far less than that.
Probably. Want to get to something in the Beam chat? We've got some people in the Beam chat tonight. Thank you for coming out and checking out the podcast. Abstracticus, one of our buds that is the biggest Sea of Thieves fan I could even imagine. He says, "Love the Killzone franchise. That's a Guerrilla Games product, Assassin."
Yeah, but the Cambridge one.
Oh, Cambridge one. Yep. Okay.
They
All right.
didn't really make like Killzone Shadowfall. Like they made like the Vita version. I forget what it's called.
Right. No. Yeah. No. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. All right. You get a pass, Assassin. You win. Good job. Good job, youngs. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the Scalebound stuff. We've been talking about that for probably like 30 minutes. If you have anything else to say about it, definitely leave some comments on the YouTube. We'll be watching over and talking with people about it. But I mean, there's arguments to be made on either side. I think there really is a good argument to be made on either side. But in the end, you got to do what's right for the money. You can't just put out games that aren't going to do as some people want. But I really do feel bad for people because it was in the pipeline for a long time. One of the biggest, a pillar of Xbox's plan. They canceled it. Anyway, on to the more exciting and hopeful topic of the night. Nintendo Switch presentation's coming up in just about 3 hours from now. I think you can watch it pretty much anywhere, for Christ's sake. They're hyping this thing up so big. You could actually pre-order the game in pre-order the system rather, in limited quantities at the New York City Nintendo store, which I guess the line is already like thousands of people deep. So I don't think you're gonna be able to get one at this point. But yeah, what do we expect? I think I'll let Taylor go first on this one because she had less to say about Scalebound. I think she has a lot to say about this. So what do you expect from this thing? Like price wise, games wise, anything wise? What do you expect to hear tonight?
Uh, Price wise, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that it's speculated to be around $225. I think it might
Two
be a
hundred and
little bit.
fifty. $250,
Uh,
you mean?
oh yeah. I saw 225 somewhere.
Oh,
But
225. Oh, I thought you said 25. I'm missing a
oh,
zero on that.
mm,
All right,
no, no,
225. Okay,
yeah,
225. All right. Okay, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it might be a little bit more than that. It's just between like 250 and 300, closer to 300. But because I mean, they got to come out with it at a higher price first before they drop that price. What everything does. Um, so that's price wise what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to hear hopefully a couple of games confirmed that aren't first party games. Like I don't was Skyrim ever confirmed
I don't
from
think
Bethesda?
Skyrim was. Assassin, do you know if Skyrim was like officially
I
confirmed?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was either.
Because I know Bethesda confirmed working with them and they confirmed porting a game, but I don't think they announced a game.
Right, right. Yeah, I think that's
So
the case.
yeah.
Um,
So hopefully it's Skyrim because that would be awesome.
Skyrim on the go for the win. Um, yeah. So I think we're gonna get third party stuff. I think there was a list that was kind of floating around on Twitter. I didn't screen grab it in time for the show, but there was a list going around. I guess that had leaked. I wasn't sure of how valid it was, to be honest. So that's kind of why I didn't grab it as well. But it had mostly first party stuff on there for game announcements, which I'm not surprised
Yeah.
about. But um, yeah, hopefully we hear more about those third party partners because I know. Remember back when this thing kind of got revealed and they had that big, like, picture with all the third party partners and we were getting all excited about
Hmm.
the fact that Nintendo has got third party people again.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see. We'll see what. So Taylor's expecting some third party stuff. Maybe Skyrim officially announcing this thing. Maybe some gameplay of Skyrim would be cool.
Yeah. And
Um,
then
oh, good. Yep.
oh, expecting some specs to be announced. The battery life for on the go to hopefully be announced. 'Cause
Definitely.
if it's gonna be like the tablet again, which was like what 3-4 hours for the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it's like that, then people are gonna be
Oh,
pretty annoyed.
oh yeah, people are gonna be really pissed. And I think
Yeah.
there was a poll floating around on Twitter. I think it was Rerez, who is a really awesome YouTuber. Go check him out if you haven't. He does a lot of Nintendo related content. Canadian guy, really cool. Talked to him before on TXR. I think he was running a poll, and a lot of people had said that the biggest gripe they would have with this thing is the battery life. It's not even the price, not the specs.
Hmm.
If the battery life is too low, then they're just going to dismiss it. So I think you're on the money, Taylor. I think people are really, forward to hearing about that, and hopefully that's a big point in their presentation. If they make that a big point and they're like 6 hours of battery life, and people are like, coolest thing, like 6 hours, cool, yes. If they don't even mention it at all, yikes.
Yeah, people are gonna be really, really angry if battery life isn't talked about,
Yeah.
especially with how soon it's gonna be coming out, just a couple months.
People don't
Hopefully,
want
a confirmed release date will come out
to.
tonight too.
Definitely. And I think people don't want to wait for the first review. People have got Nintendo fever again. It's like the N64, it's like the Wii console. People have got the Nintendo fever. They want to go and pre-order this and be one of the first to have it. They don't want to wait for reviews to tell them how long the battery life is. They want to just be told up front. 6
Mhm.
hours of battery life, 7 hours would be amazing, but probably not. But like 6 hours, I think is realistic. 3 hours, that would be the death of it. I think it's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get to the YouTube chat because people are saying things. Oh, and the Beam chat as well. So Pete Hines said that Skyrim, it's not confirmed, but they're open to it. I think that all but says that it's coming.
Yeah.
Chicken Spaghetti says he was the one who leaked that list. All right, you get the credit, Chicken Spaghetti. You're the one who leaked that list. All right. Although he's not 100% confident in it. I'm not 100% confident in it either, but yeah, people are just Lady Foxfire in the YouTube chat, just looking forward to see what they have in store. Yeah, I think people are going into this pretty open. I think people want Nintendo to do well. Surprisingly, I don't think anybody's like going into this being like, fuck Nintendo. Like, I hope they bomb. I hope they announce 1 hour battery life and have no games. I think everyone's kind of wanting this to do kind of well. So, um, Assassin or Clowns on what you guys think is gonna come about tonight. What do you expect?
Well, Assassin said something to me earlier. I said, wow, I really want the Switch, but I don't know if I can afford it right now. So he says, you'll just be mad and jealous that other people have it. I think that's what's going to be Assassin's reveal. He wants it, he doesn't have it. And I feel the same way.
Now, Assassin, say money wasn't really an object. Like, say you had like $250 of expendable and throw down on a Nintendo Switch. If they show this thing off, got some good third-party support. Say it's got like the best version of Minecraft, like that there ever was, even better than HoloLens.
I would buy Minecraft just because of the Nintendo crap on there.
Right? They've got all the Mario skins. Like you can play as Yoshi. They've got like Super Mario World recreated in Minecraft or some shit. Like, are you down for possibly getting this thing, or does it need to be like insanely cheap for you to even consider it?
I mean, if I can afford it, let's say I would probably, you know, if I'm guaranteed, like if I had the money and there was one sitting right in front of me, I'd probably pick it up.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I'm looking forward to this thing, and I'm sure we'll talk about this a ton next week on the show. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this thing. I'm hoping to see. Actually, I'm on the other side of the fence, Taylor. I'm hoping to see some really really cool new Nintendo games. My third party games, I don't think I'm gonna really grab on the Switch if I get one, which I probably will. But like, I want to see like a really kick-ass Mario Party, like something completely different, like a really cool like Mario sports game that's kind of different, but of the same vein as the stuff they released before, like maybe a cool Mario Golf or something. Um, like a new Mario Kart would be insane, you know?
Oh, they'll probably have a new Mario Kart. With like every system, they come out with a new Mario Kart.
Right. Nice.
You know
That's
what?
true though.
Splatoon.
It's true.
Splatoon.
A new Splatoon clowns or a ported version of Splatoon?
A new Splatoon. With maybe even a ported version, but with updated features or different modes. And then playing that on the go with your friends.
Well, didn't they show Splatoon in the commercial?
Did they? They might have.
Yeah, I thought they did. Because I thought everyone was complaining about them showing old stuff, and they mentioned Splatoon.
Yes. No. That's true. Okay. Yeah. So they might have. Yeah. Okay. I do remember people complaining about them showing old stuff and worrying that they're just going to port over Wii U stuff. But I can just imagine it. Splatoon Definitive Edition. And they've got
There you go.
got like new maps and stuff. Got some new like exclusive Nintendo Switch guns that you can use, paint rollers, stuff like that. That'd be really cool. Supersonic Station confirms they did show it, so 10 points to Gryffindor for Taylor's mentioning of that. Go ahead, Clown. Sorry.
Actually, I'm
I
Gryffindor.
thought, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was Kotaku though that called out Nintendo and said that they were all placeholders. That Nintendo actually had fine print somewhere that said that none of these games are confirmed.
No, I'm sure they did. And again, that guy that I mentioned before, Rerez on YouTube, did a video exposing the whole commercial for showing that it was fake, that all the screens in the commercial were fake, which is odd. You know, I don't want to say it was obvious, but it's obviously deceptive, but I don't think people really necessarily expected that was the exact gameplay that they would get. But I think you're right, Clowns. I think Kotaku took it to another level and figured out and realized that there was fine print that said, you know, none of this was really actually confirmed, that it was just kind of like placeholder stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, Splatoon would be cool. I'm expecting them to talk about a lot of accessories, and a lot of them already leaked. Did you see all these leaks for accessories? God damn, there's already been like 10 of them leaked.
Yeah, like a Pro controller.
Pro controller. There's a friggin' Arcade Pro like fighting joystick thing. What is it? The fighting stick. Yeah, arcade stick, like the actual joystick with an 8-button layout and stuff. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
I didn't
So
even see that.
yeah. If you're watching the video version of the show, you're gonna see all these kind of leaked accessories go through a little slideshow, and you'll see
So,
that arcade fighting stick, and that kind of makes me wonder: is there gonna be like some sort of fighting game on here, like Injustice 2 or like Mortal Kombat exported, or something like more hardcore?
or or maybe a remake of the old Super Nintendo Killer Instinct.
Or
No, I'm
maybe,
just kidding. I wish. Conspiracy theory.
yeah, I think Microsoft's got that completely under wraps, but that would be pretty cool. Yeah, like a 2.5D remake of one of the old fighting games on the Super Nintendo. Like, I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, it's like a full blown arcade stick. So there's got to be. I feel like there's got to be some fighting game that we don't know of. I don't think that arcade stick is for like Smash Brothers.
Well, I mean, Street Fighter was very friendly. Capcom's very friendly to Nintendo, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some Street Fighters on there.
Maybe yeah, maybe Street Fighter. Who knows? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. They've got like all the stickers, of course. They've got the Zelda Breath of the Wild um, stickers for the console. They've got the Pro controller. They've got this Hori pad made by Hori. Also made some official merchandise for the PlayStation 4. They've got like a bumper thing for the tablet, so you don't drop it and shatter it for kids or whatnot, or even adults, for Christ's sake. I mean, people drop their phones all the time. A shattered one right here, actually. I've got two shattered ones right here. This out. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe you can't because of the lighting, but this
Oh, I
phone is
see it a little bit.
this phone is completely shattered. This is my LG G3. And then this is the one I shattered at E3 that I just woke up to, and it had a big fat crack in the screen. I don't know if you can see it. Probably
No.
can't see it because of the lighting, but there's a huge crack like right down here. And I'm like, I had to buy a
I
new
have one on
phone
my
'cause of
phone
it.
too.
Yeah, so I couldn't even use the screen on that one. So yeah, so then they've got chargers for it looks like the little I don't know what they call them. I don't know the official Nintendo Switch lingo, but the parts that detach that let you play two player on the go, the side parts. There's a charger for those. Um, Thank you, Mel, for hosting us on Twitter on Twitch. By the way, appreciate that. Um, yeah, what do you guys think about these accessories? It looks like these companies are going balls to the wall on these things.
They want as much money as possible. Just be honest. And
Oh no, please. If people buy, I mean, people buy a lot of. They've got even a mobile charger for the cigarette lighter in the car. So obviously,
you
they're all about mobile. They're gonna make a ton of money on these accessories, like the Joy-Con.
yeah.
Thank you, chicken spaghetti. The Joy-Con charger. They're gonna make a lot of money on that. These Pro
I can
controllers.
I can see a Nyko like portable battery expander or charging station.
Yes, definitely one of those coming. They're gonna make a ton of money on accessories for this thing. All the stickers, did you guys see? I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Wii U for the tablet had like Nerf sponsored cases for them that were like squishy that you could like throw them off a wall and it wouldn't shatter the screen.
I have one for my DS.
Do you? Yeah. So they had them for the DS. They might have it for this. Another thing that I thought was kind of interesting about the accessories that leaked, and well, maybe you guys have some opinions on this, is they leaked an accessory for an Ethernet adapter for a cable wire to go into the console, which makes it obviously seem like that there is no standard Ethernet jack on the console, and I'm guessing it's only going to be wireless from the tablet, and the dock's not going to have wired internet option. I think that's kind of
Well,
stupid. What do you guys think?
It better have a damn good Wi-Fi card because we've seen what happened in PlayStation 4 wirelessly.
Oh, please. If it's as bad as the PlayStation 4, the thing's dead. Dead in the water. That PlayStation 4 vanilla Wi-Fi card is awful. It's like it literally is like 1/10 the speed you can get on the wire. It's so bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, it's really, really bad. I bought a PS4 Pro, and like if I were to put my bullet points on why I upgraded the Pro, I think the faster Wi-Fi speed would be like number 2 because it was just so bad. But yeah, clowns, you're right. It's got to have like an AC card. It's got to have a really good wireless card on it. But no Ethernet jack. That kind of sucks.
Have they even released any leaks on how you're going to be able to play games on the go? Like, how is it going to connect? Is it going to be like mobile data in there, or?
Oh no, I don't think they've announced that. Maybe they'll have a different SKU with a mobile data card. Kind of like the Vita, right? The Vita had like a mobile network SKU, didn't it? It had a network enabled. I think it did.
Yep.
Yeah. I think there was one
Yeah.
with AT&T or something.
So that'd be interesting if if there's a separate SKU that has that, and then you can play on the go. Otherwise, you're gonna have to rely on Wi-Fi hotspots.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't trust that either.
Oh no,
Because
definitely not.
it'd be exploitable. So then the other thing is the SD cards are gonna have to be like pretty high caliber in that thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we don't even know what like technology the game carts are using or anything like that. The storage, even these are all things that obviously need to be answered. But yeah, yeah, the SD cards have got to be. I mean, there's SD cards up to like 2 TB now. They're expensive as shit, but
Yeah.
they've got them. But yeah, anything else about the Switch before we kind of move off this? What are you guys expecting, hoping?
There's something I am hoping for.
Yeah.
Since everybody's got to rebuy virtual console games again, I am hoping that they took the time to add netplay into some of the virtual console games, like Mario Kart 64, stuff like that. I'd love to play netplay and stuff like that.
That would be killer. Like
That would be a selling point.
That would make people. I think that would make people forget about the fact that they have to pay again. Like they will gladly pay again if stuff like that's enabled. That would be insane.
Yep.
Insane. Who knows? We'll find out in like just under 3 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours? No, it's 8:11 on the East Coast. The thing's at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Oh,
And it's 8:11.
2 hours for me then. Oh wait, no.
No, it's still 3 hours for you.
I'm not in Pacific anymore. You keep saying I'm still in Pacific.
Nice.
Arizona change time zones. It's weird.
Oh, that's true. That's right. Because now you're able to like absolutely make it to the show on time. Before it was like such a rush because of the time difference thing.
Yeah, before I had to go like 100 down a couple roads.
Yeah. Yep. Watch out for those old ladies, right?
Oh, you mean the one that almost killed me earlier today?
Really? Oh, excuse
Oh,
me.
you didn't see that tweet?
No, I didn't see it.
Guy wasn't paying attention and he ran me into oncoming traffic.
Oh no, I did see that. Yes, I did see that. Yeah. Guy decided he wanted your lane, so you had to like merge in it. Yeah, right. That's right. I did see that.
And the lane turns into a turn lane, and then he didn't turn. He switched back over lanes.
Arizona drivers, damn it. All right, so just a few more other things really quick so we don't go really long. Just quick impressions of these new Xbox controllers. You guys see them, the red one and the army green one with the orange understick? I don't even know what to call that. That kind of sounds dirty, but the part like below the joystick nub is all orange. If you're watching the video version or you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What do you guys think of these? The $65, 2 new colored controllers for the Xbox One. One's exclusive to GameStop for now, and one's exclusive to Walmart for now, but eventually coming to pretty much everywhere, I think. What do you guys think?
Ugly as fuck.
Really?
I like the
I
red one.
hate red, and the orange ruins the green.
I think the orange is cool, actually.
Orange is a disgusting color.
Which one do you like, Taylor? Both of them or the other green and orange one?
I like both. But I like the red one more.
Yeah, I love the red one. I can't drop $65 on another controller, but if I could, the red one.
I just dropped 170 on this.
Well, that's true, but that has that's a diesel controller. This is just a standard one.
I know. I mean, I can't drop more money on a controller.
It's true, yeah. So people who have elites
Until tax return.
until taxes. Don't remind me, Jesus. Clowns, what do you think of these two controllers? Like them?
You know, to me, it really doesn't matter. Our controller is a controller unless it's scuff. So
Yeah.
that's how I feel. Or the Gears of War one, of course. But yeah, other than that, it's a controller.
Yep. People in the YouTube chat saying that the way I described the understick and all that stuff was dirty. I realize. I'm sorry. It is late enough. Say that. Lady Foxfire in the YouTube chat says the Gears 4 red is better. I would agree with that. I think this red is a little too fluorescent. I'd have to see, but I do love me some red. So, shall see. Yeah, I think that was. Oh, Chicken Spaghetti says wants the green one. Yeah, the green one's I guess tough to tell what the color actually is. I think I'm gonna have to see that in person as well. But we shall. You'll see when those come. I mean, the green one is what coming in January 24th. I think it doesn't come out till the red one you can get now, I guess. But the green one you can't get until the 24th, and then it doesn't come to all retailers until January 31st. So. All right, Assassin, you want to quickly explain this Halo Wars 2 nonsense that's coming up, this new Blitz beta that's coming up?
Nonsense. No. The Halo Wars 2 is getting an open beta, I believe it's. Is it open? Yeah, I believe it's on. It starts the 20th, ends the 30th of this month. It's multiplayer showcasing off the Blitz game mode.
The Blitz game mode that people are. I guess a lot of people are looking to really get into Blitz. I didn't think Blitz was going to be a really popular thing, but everyone's loving these, like, Gears cards, like Titanfall 1 card system kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. Microtransactions is the way to describe it, really. But that's what it is, essentially, right? It's all based on the card system, the Blitz game mode, right?
I'm actually not too sure.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think you need cards. Like, you unlock the cards and you have to play the cards and stuff. It's not a card game, but they're like buffs and whatnot. So I think there's going to be microtransactions for those, I would say.
Assassin, I want to ask you, Assassin, while we have you on the podcast right now, live in front of an audience, can we expect a Guinness Book of World Records on Halo Wars 2 from you?
No.
In any category whatsoever?
No.
Oh, you can probably expect one from Reezy. I'm not gonna hear from him for like 3 months.
Oh, is he hyped? Is he gonna get in on this beta? I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he pre-ordered it like as soon as he could, and now he has access to Halo Wars Definitive Edition right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pre-ordered it, you got access like beginning of January.
Yeah, pretty early. Yeah, you've been playing that too, Assassin, right?
Not the Definitive Edition.
Oh, just the
360 version.
backwards compatible. Yeah.
Yeah.
People love them some Halo Wars. Me personally, I take it or leave it. Played it at E3. It was janky as shit, but I mean that was an E3 build. Same thing. I said the same thing about Dead Rising, and look at how that turned out. So,
Game of the year.
Game of the year. Dead Rising 4 is very good, but at E3 it looked like absolute trash.
Well, Halo Wars 2 is now just beta.
Right.
So E3 would have been
Oh yeah.
pre-alpha at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like at E3, you play some of these games, you're like, oh, this is a little janky. But you gotta remember, some of these games don't come out for a while. Like if you think E3 was June 2016 when I played it, so and this game's not gonna be out till what, next month? The end of next month?
Yeah.
So that's almost a whole year. I mean, that's pretty close to. That's like 8 months. So
yeah.
I mean, look what happened with Halo 5. Halo 5 got from the time they did their alpha until that game out, that was like 10 months, and that game got really, really good. So
even like with Smite, they released the new patch at Hi-Res Expo because they came out with the new goddess, and so they wanted to give people the opportunity to play her. They came out with like the new patch, and it was like just so broken.
Really?
Like they had it on like the public test servers and stuff. People have been playing it. It's just so broken right now. Like sometimes you can't back to the fountain. You can't. Some animations don't work. They had to completely take one god out of the game because she would get stuck in her ultimate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give it up for the broken games, everybody. Everybody loves them some early access to games, but then they're broken as hell because they're such early builds. But whatever, it's cool.
We get the fixed version next Tuesday, so that's fine.
There you go.
Tuesday. Yeah.
So at least the wait wasn't too long.
Oh yeah, and I
Uh,
still got to play it at Hi-Res Expo.
Right. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's cool to play it even if it's early build, but Halo Wars 2 is janky. Hopefully when it comes out, it's like really because Xbox really needs that to get some momentum back. I think after the Scalebound thing. GKB is in our YouTube chat. He was talking about what the Blitz mode is. Yeah, he says it's quick play. You use the cards to them. It's really like a 15 or 20 minute kind of arcade type mode, and then you get out. So really, really quick or rush kind. Okay, it's like kind of like rush. I got you. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, if it's 15 and 20 minutes Halo Wars, I'm in for it. But RTS games, I can't sit there and play that long. All right, last really quick topic that I wanted to mention. I know I only have 7 of them here, but there are actually 10. 10 backwards compatibility titles that have been released in the past week, which is crazy. The highlights, I think, are probably Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Dragon Age Origins, all backwards compatible. No word on whether or not those are going to the EA Access vault, though. People love their cult classics, and the Xbox 360 version of Ghostbusters is one of those. So if you're one of those people, you are ecstatic right now. I know I saw a bunch of those people on Twitter that are huge Ghostbusters Xbox 360 fans. Really obscure, but I think that's people are really into that. Scrap Metal, The Splatters, and Strania. I've never heard of those games personally. And then what else? Mega Man 9 and 10, and then one other game that I can't remember at the top of my head. Should have written this down. Maybe somebody in the YouTube chat can help out. But what do you guys think about this? 10 more backwards compatibility games. Some of them really good. Anyone?
About time we get Battlefield 3 and back up.
Yes. Amen. You know, that wow, that was great to release that on the day that the big Scalebound news went around. So it was perfect because that distracted me. I didn't want to read anything about Scalebound the whole day. I just wanted to play Battlefield.
I think when it comes to Battlefield Bad Company 2, that game looks like dog shit because it was released in 2009, but it plays really well. It's really nostalgic. Battlefield 3, same thing. I think, in my opinion, Battlefield 3, best Battlefield game ever. I guess plays pretty damn well, right? Assassin and Clowns, you guys played Battlefield 3.
Yeah. The only problem is after playing these new Battlefields, trying to figure out that right stick is crouch.
Right, yeah, the controls drastically different. There isn't as much customization in the options menu, which of course, I mean, it's old. 2009, that's 8 years ago already at this point. Same thing with Battlefield 3. That was 2011. That's 6 years ago. So obviously a little janky in the controls, but you'll get used. And the servers are actually pretty damn full. So,
yep.
And Battlefield Bad Company 2 includes all the expansion stuff, as the Vietnam pack. And Battlefield 3 has all the premium content, that kind of thing. And then Dragon Age Origins. Well, I mean, that goes without saying that's one of the bigger titles to be named backwards compatible. Everyone loves them. Some Dragon Age. If you're a Dragon Age fan, it's a happy day for you to see this come back. And then Mega Man 9 and 10. Like what can I say about that? I love Mega Man. I know Assassin is like the biggest Mega Man hater on planet Earth.
Hater? No, just not my game.
You're a big time hater, dude.
No. I played the collection of the Mega Man games for a whole 30 minutes.
30 minutes? So. Wow, good for you.
Yeah, I'm a pro, and you should just ask me any question you want about them.
I don't think so. I think when it comes to Mega Man, you are the last person that we should talk to about it. 30 minutes.
Yeah,
dude?
You know what? Assassin. When I got the Mega Man Legacy Collection, Assassin's like, what is this garbage?
I don't remember saying that.
Yeah,
but
you trashed the hell out of that. You were such a hater. Which is worse, Dishonored 2 or the Mega Man Anniversary?
Dishonored 2.
Wow.
You didn't even have to finish it. Just had to bring in Dishonored 2.
What did we say about Dishonored 2 in
right.
2017?
God damn it, you're right.
You said bring it up as much as possible.
That's it. I have to put money in the tip jar. I broke the rule. Whoops. Um, yeah, Taylor, do you play any of these, or are you excited about any of these, or is this kind of just like, eh?
Well, I'm still like in the middle of Dragon Age Inquisition, so it'd be nice to go back and play Origins.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Origins is actually one. I know, Clowns. You see on GameStop, they already raised the price on Bad Company.
Yeah,
Much of that.
I want to say about that real quick. As soon as I heard the news, I went to GameStop, right? Because I knew the games were cheap last time I checked. So I got Battlefield 3 for like $2.29. An hour later, I go back to exchange a game that had scratches on it. And they're like, "Oh, well, you're lucky you bought it an hour ago because we just jacked the price up above $17."
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
I'm looking online, pre-owned $14.99. You can buy the Ultimate Edition brand new for $14.97, but you want to buy a pre-owned $14.99.
yeah. I mean, for anybody that wants it right now, your best bet is to check Amazon and eBay because there's people that already had listings before they knew that it was going to become backwards compatible. So you
Mhm.
can still get it for like under $5, but avoid GameStop for this one.
Yeah.
And Best Buy. Best Buy had it
Wow,
pretty expensive.
yeah, Best Buy too. Yeah, you're right. Best Buy is unusually expensive because usually they don't jack up. From what I've seen, they don't really jack up the price like GameStop does on that stuff.
Yeah, they probably just want to get rid of it.
Right, exactly. Dragon Age Origins is still $20 at GameStop unless they raised the price recently.
I got that one for $4.49.
Jeez.
Wow, so they definitely raised the price on that. A shame
Yep.
on them, dude. I mean, it's good business, but Jesus.
Yeah, but did you check the trade-in values on them? If you were to trade them back in, you get like $1.10
Of
or
course, yeah,
something.
of course. Of
Oh,
course.
that's a lot more than I expected. I was expecting like a quarter.
Nice. If you look on even on Amazon, $21.15 for Dragon Age. You can buy it used though for $9.48, so that's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
not
that's not
bad.
too bad.
But hopefully those EA games come to the vault because that would be really,
will.
really good. You don't think
Yeah,
so?
they announced one of them is coming to the vault. I seen it on the EA Access thing, but I forget which one. I want to say it was Dragon Age Origins eventually coming to the vault.
That would be insane. That would be EA could get so much publicity bringing these to the vault. It would just be another reason for people to just buy it. I mean, it's already cheap as it is, but like even for some of these backwards compatibility games, people do want to go back and play them, like Taylor. So Origins, I don't know how that did them pretty well.
Yeah, it was popular when it came out.
Yeah, 91 on Meta on the PC, 87 on the consoles. That's pretty
Oh,
damn good. That's pretty damn
yeah.
good. And then Dragon Age Inquisition, obviously that's on the consoles already on the Xbox One, but
Mhm.
and on PS4 as well. And that game was like Game of the Year, so back in the
I
day.
think I have 60 hours logged into that game,
Yeah.
and I'm still not done.
Yep.
I think I'm still have at least like 8 missions, main story missions.
Yeah, BioWare did an excellent job with those games.
Amazing
It's a
job.
ton of fun.
Yeah, I think Origins probably isn't going to be that long, but I would expect it to be, at least like 20 hours. I don't really know, but I mean, Dragon Age games are really long in general. Um, People still buying that shit on Steam. That came out in 2009. Bravo.
It's a good game.
Yeah. All right. Other than that, Assassin, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Nope.
Assassin,
Yep.
jealous that I took. Hurry.
No, because I have it digitally, so I don't know why.
See, notice
Oh.
he said because he has it too.
Right. Exactly. I'm gonna take a game out of the library you don't have. Make you jealous. How about that?
Like what?
I don't know anything. I don't
Like
know.
what?
All right, forget it. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for coming by for episode 119. Next week we will, I'm sure, talk a lot about the Switch stuff. So come back for that. YouTube, Beam, Twitch, just look for 4GwQPodcast. Also on Facebook, Assassin's been doing a great job on that, right, Assassin? Facebook?
Confirm or deny on what goes on
Well,
in the
let's say
Facebook
this.
land.
If you got messages on Facebook and Assassin hasn't read them, just go to Twitter and do hashtag #AskSassy, and you can ask him anything you want in the world. There is
Yes.
no question off limits.
And we'll be updating the section on our website, 4GwQPodcast.com, at the Ask Sassy section on the site with those questions. So please do bring those questions for him. We will make sure that he answers those.
Yes,
No
you can
question
ask
will
him
go
anything.
unanswered. Yes, no question will go unanswered in 2017. So make sure you ask all your questions you want for the Sassy section.
You want signed PVZ posters from the almost Guinness Book of World Record holder Assassin? We'll make sure
We're
it
gonna
happens.
make that happen. We're making that happen. This is 2017, baby. We're taking it to new heights.
You want an ice bucket challenge from Assassin?
That
We'll make it
You'll get
happen.
it. You'll get it.
Not happening.
You'll get it. You'll get it. Twitter, just 4GwQ Podcast is our Twitter handle. If you're not already following us, please go over there and follow. You'll get updated stuff about the show, about when we're going to do that Smite thing that Taylor is going to be kind of like heading up on that project. So,
I got 3 people I got to schedule at the same time.
so we're going to make that happen. And hopefully if you have people that you know that are big Smite fans, let them know about it so we can get the chat rolling and get something good going.
And it's really, we're going to talk about pretty much all high res stuff.
Yeah, it's all high res. So even Paladins, if you're Paladins fans.
Yeah, because one of the guys plays quite a bit of Paladins too.
Nice.
So we'll get Smite, Paladins, Smite Tactics, because Reezy will actually be on that episode.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
He's a big fan of that.
See if
And
Reezy
then-
behaves on that episode. Hopefully he does.
We'll just talk about tactics all the whole time. He'll behave himself because of the 3 people that are on.
Nice. All right, yeah. So, look out for that in the future. Website I already shouted out, 4GwQPodcast.com. Follow us individually at our channels down here. Taylor, hopefully, will be streaming sometime soon.
I might stream tonight, play some Smite.
There you go, Smite, Deborah Fries on Twitch, and other than that, thank you guys for.
And you know what, too? And guys, I just want to reiterate this. Nothing is off limits for hashtag #AskSassy. To the ladies and the guys in the chat, if you want Assassin Valentine's date, go ahead and bid on it. Ask Sassy. We might be able to make that happen for you.
Nothing is off limits in 2017. We're going all out this year.
Oh, hi, pup.
All right, we're getting out
All
of
right,
here. We'll
pup.
see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.